Hi folks, we're continuing our Play It Like Mike series. This one was requested by Matty Wheeler over at Patreon. Thanks indeed, Matty. Now, Matty gave me 3 live versions that he wanted some licks from, and we're going to run through basically how you solo over Immortality. Going to touch on some gear first. You want a drive pedal that's able to give you enough gain to get those singing leads going. I'm using the Unobtainium by Crazy Tube Circuits. I've got both channels engaged there. So pick a drive pedal. I'd add a little bit of reverb. Nothing too crazy, but you know, he's playing live, so let's pretend we are too. I also would use a delay with 1 repeat set to the same beat as the tune, right? So we'd have this. That stuff going on. I've got the DD200 from Boss there, and then I would also suggest a wah. And for that, I've gone with the jam pedals. Wacko. Now, all the tab and resources are available over at Patreon, but let's get started, shall we? So the scale we're going to be using is E Aeolian or E natural minor. The chords that we're using are E minor, or the chords played behind what Mike's playing is E minor, D5 with F sharp in the bass, and then the second half of the solo where it plays is just those chords. So E minor to D5 again, and then C. So all of those chords put us firmly in E minor. So we would have some solo examples. Mike always starts this solo on an E note, but it's bent up from the D. So we have that going on, right? As I say, I looked at a bunch of solos. He always starts with that, okay? So that's a good starting point. And then he does a few little bits and pieces. So one of the things he plays is 1, 2, 3. So he's using that F sharp to bend, you know, and take it away from that typically pentatonic stuff that he does, right? Another one that he does is 1, 2, 3, 4. So you'd have stuff like that. So he's just utilizing this F sharp note, okay? Now, cool thing that he does, and this is really nice if you're not really sure what notes to play, if you visualize them on one string, you start to get a better idea of where you can go, you know, safe spots that you can play, right? So for example, on the B string, that's our E note, right? So you can just noodle around with that, which Mike does. You know? All of this is in one of his Fenway solos, right? The next part, over that part, again, he pretty much always goes to this second kind of position here. He goes to that, okay? So he's on the 17th fret there, bending that up fully. So he loves to do that quite a lot. And then also you'll hear him do, you know, the odd few little notes like that. And then you'll hear some other licks like, so that slowly is, but he does it very fast. solo I looked at is from Wrigley. And again, he leans into this F sharp. So we have... a lick there. And he also uses the C as well, right? So we have... For the longer lines, he's not really using the delay that much. Because they sort of blend into each other. So what he does a lot of the time is this. So just allow a bit of a gap for the repeat to take effect. Worth also checking out some different positions. So for this E minor, you know, you can base some phrases around those sort of shapes, right? Then you've got this sort of stuff, this half step bend here on the 7th fret. That's a great one. Jerry Cantrell does this a lot as well. And along that theme, you could target chord shapes. Let me take the gain off a sec. You know, following... And then you could pick out parts of those chords, right? And you could do that. Find all the different places you could play E minor. All the different places you can play the D5, right? Or the D major, right? And noodle around with those, okay? So you'd have... You know, so you can start to build little licks along that, right? And you can extend that. Another couple of chords there, okay? So this would be the E minor. And this is the D. That's C shape, right? So you could base a lick around that too, right? So you'd have... And then tag on from the other two chord shapes. I'm just hitting those two there, right? So that quickly would be... Again. Not what Mike plays, but just some ideas for you. A couple more for you. It's useful to know how to move between positions and not get stuck in one location, right? So one of those ideas would be something like this. Using slides. Okay? Again. Another one. And then you're free to continue on this, you know, this area here. So we've moved from this position to this position. Another one we can do, you know, that shape again, but we're going from there you can either stay on the same string or stay in that box shape there, or start moving about with those slides, right? And then you can do some faster legato runs, that sort of stuff. And then you can move that down to the next string. And then make it quicker if you need. All that good stuff. And that, folks, is about it. Hope you enjoyed that one. Hope it was useful. See you soon.